Cast.
The brotherhood, playing for the guy next to you, playing for the team.
What's up, Buckeye Nation? You're tuned in to the Buckeye Cast.
Buckeye Cast.
Tradition of Ohio State, we take that serious.
These fellas were born and bred in the Buckeye State.
Buckeye Cast.
The people of Ohio, we work every day to make them proud.
Visit us at thebuckeyecast.com and follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at the Buckeye Cast.
Buckeye Cast.
Now here's your host, Joe Warwick.
I'm proud to be part of this group. Go Bucks!
What is up? Welcome into the Buckeye Cast, folks. Thank you for joining us once again. As you know, we got a cold drink cracked here. Shawn, you got a cold drink cracked?
I do. Just let me throw this out there. So Buckeyes had to bye this week. I took a 72-hour water-only fast starting Thursday night, ending Sunday night. Nothing but water, 72 hours. This was the only week I could do it, the bye week. There's no way I'm going to a Buckeye game without some beers, without some wings, without some pizzas. It's set up nice for me, and I'm pumped. And the 72-hour water fast, it rejuvenates the soul, the body, everything. I am jacked. Let's go.
Is that what it does? It's
does.
Rejuvenating. I think I went on a water fast.
The youth. Try a 72-hour water fast.
Yeah. I think I'd probably be arrested.
That second day really sucks. Third day doesn't even bother you.
Yeah.
I was out pulling weeds. I almost passed out in my front lawn.
Oh, well, that sounds normal.
I rested a lot as well.
Yeah.
Anywho, yes, let's go. Week 7. Week 8. We just had week 7.
So you're saying the 72-hour water fast translates into bed sores. From either passing out or just not getting up off the couch.
It's a combination, man.
Okay. Anyway, folks, go ahead and take Shawn's advice. Let me know how that goes for you.
Boom.
We're going to run through Week 7 of the Big Ten schedule. Obviously, the Buckeyes had the week off. And then we're going to talk about a few national games. There was a huge slate of games. Nothing but top-notch games.
Foosball?
Yeah, we'll talk about those. And then we'll get into the Buckeyes' next game at Northwestern coming up this Friday night. And you guys know how I feel about these Friday night games. I won't go off too far, but it's fucking stupid. Just put it bluntly.
Word.
If we have time, we'll get into a little outlook for the other remaining meaningful games coming up in Week 8. And maybe a few other topics and potpourri of items. So, Shawn, let's jump into this Big Ten Week 7. Saw Wisconsin take down Sparty 38-0. Just was a drubbing from front to back, top to bottom, beginning to end. Sparty's offense is fucking pathetic. And I use that word offense loosely. I was going to read you their play sheet, their play chart, their drive chart, I should say, and it was basically interception, punt, 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 punt. Game over. That's it.
That's it, really? That's the whole thing? Or are you being facetious?
No, that's for real. They did not score.
But it was interception, punt, 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 punt. Game done?
Maybe add a couple more punts in there. That was it.
Oh, good night. Well, because one of the last drives, they were going to score there at the end at least, and then they throw a pick in the end.
Right.
See, here's the thing. I mean, I thought Sparty had a chance. I thought they were coming back, get that little D'Antonio fire. And I didn't expect them to win in Wisconsin. I didn't. After what Wisconsin did to Michigan, Wisconsin's a good football team. But I expected Michigan State to compete and it not be a drubbing in that manner. I mean, that was I pretty much think and from what I think that's nail in the coffin for D'Antonio. It's kind of like, dude, get out with your pride. Yep. You're a legend around here, but we've got to move on. You kept all your buddies. your only chance if you're going to fucking come back next year is you have to fire all of your friends, all of them. You have to fire like 10 dudes that have worked for you for a fucking decade or more, and bring in some quality, and bring in some quality new minds.
Yep.
Because I don't know if the game's past him, but I was just looking before we got on the phone at the recruits and the recruits coming out. Michigan State is going back to Sparta being Sparty in a big fucking way.
Yeah. I'll tell you.
I don't even. And I wish it weren't so. I like when Sparty's good, but I don't see how they turn it around.
I think you're on the trail there when you said the game passed him by. I think it definitely has. He's tried to evolve over the last 10 years, but he's been really, really slow and behind the curve, and he's just fallen so far behind that I don't know where he goes from here. Like you said, he'd have to totally.
But the thing is, he's at the twilight. It's like, why didn't his coordinators that have been with him forever fucking start learning some of this shit?
He's got that Jim Tressel loyalty, man, and that could be a downfall.
Even Urban Meyer, who was the best coach in the game, would like go to people like Chip Kelly and these other guys for advice and try and learn and try and fucking expand their shit.
Right.
It's like these guys just sit in a fucking dark room and don't. Yeah.
Because they've seen it, they've seen their system work for 50 years, and they believe that eventually it'll come back around. But unfortunately, they'll be
it does in Wisconsin. Wisconsin has the team that Michigan and Michigan State wish they were. Mm-hmm. They're fucking run the ball, just power football. They'll control the clock and play good defense. Wisconsin is who Michigan and Michigan State both wish they could be.
Yeah. I think age and maybe, I don't know if you can say complacency, but stubbornness maybe is what I would paint D'Antonio with. Similar to JT Dressel, I'd say similar issue. Kind of stubborn. Going to play their way, and if you don't like it, too bad. So, yeah.
I think he's had a lot of shit come down, and
I kind of called this before the season started, if you recall, that he would break the record for most wins as a head coach at Michigan State, and then probably retire at the end of the year. And I think we're watching this quick slide of Sparty. They got a tough fucking schedule, dude, and they're going to be lucky to finish 500.
They got Penn State, Michigan, and Ohio State left.
Yep.
And they've already got, 3 losses? So there's 3 more.
Exactly.
Well, I think they can be competitive with Penn State and Michigan.
I think Michigan, yeah, because it's at Michigan, but I don't know. I'm not sure. I think Penn State's too good.
I'm not sold. I haven't seen enough of Penn State. Are they that good?
They're better than Michigan.
Well, what'd they do this weekend?
Oh, they beat Iowa 17-12.
Well, I guess not to get off your Wisconsin drubbing. The other part of this, Michigan State aside, now that they're a bunch of bums, Wisconsin looks fucking good. Holy shit.
Again, though, I'm not going to give them much credit. They played a whack-ass schedule, and dude, holding down.
You are wrong.
Holding down Michigan and Michigan State's offenses means nothing to me. Those are 2 of the worst offenses in the country.
4 shutouts. 4 shutouts is retarded. Apologies to our retarded fans.
No, I don't know. Let me see them play a real offense. Unfortunately, we won't see it before our game in a week and a half. But I haven't seen them shut down anybody worth a piss.
I don't know. Whiskey worries me. They got a big O line. I think the world of that running back.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good dude, man. He's a good kid.
Taylor's good.
I'm a fan of that kid.
Sure.
I mean, he just seems like he has his shit together.
Right.
I personally root for him. I root for us to shut him down to like 2.2 a carry. on
Yeah.
16.
Right.
But that Cohen, here's where I'm gonna call you out. You said that Cohen looks like a motherfucking quarterback, bro. That
Right.
kid threw like 19 to 22.
For what, 120 yards?
Efficient. And
Come
what,
on.
3 touchdowns?
Yeah. We'll see.
You don't see Justin Fields on any leaderboards in yards. Justin Fields gets it done. This Wisconsin, this is a big game.
Sure.
When's the last time we've been in a game this big?
Well, let's not put the cart before the horse,
Okay,
before the Badger.
true.
The other game this past week was Penn State escapes Iowa City 17-12. Under the shadows. They allowed 286 by Nate Stanley. That guy is awful. He has zero pocket presence. Dudes just fucking light him up on the rig. I don't know what that guy's deal is. And Shawn Clifford, the quarterback for Penn State, does nothing to impress me as a passer. He's a slower Trace McSorley, I guess. Not going to kill you with his arm, but if he can get out and move on his feet, then he might do some damage.
So basically, what you're saying is they've got a pretty good D, and they have a garbage offense.
Sorry.
Pretty good D and a garbage offense for Penn State.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know. I haven't watched. I didn't watch that game. I think I watched one of theirs.
Mm-hmm. I watched part of it. It was really tough to watch, obviously, with the final score 17-12.
Sounds like it.
So, yeah, Penn State escaped, but pretty brutal. The other game, I was watching this one pretty intently. I had a few screens going. Michigan almost let Illinois back in that game. Illinois came within a field goal in the fourth quarter, and then Michigan's defense decided to come back on the field and finish the game, and they escaped with a 42-25 victory. Illinois is switching their fucking quarterbacks every drive in the first quarter. I was like, what the hell is going on? And they never even, I don't think they even used McCaffrey. Not McCaffrey, Peters. Brandon Peters for Illinois. I don't think he ever made it into the game. They used the other two guys. So, yeah, Michigan was dominating that entire game till the fourth. And I was like, oh, shit.
Well, you sent me that really interesting stat. I don't know if that was today or yesterday, on between Nico Collins, is it Tariq Black, and Donovan Peoples-Jones, who are I've always kind of fawned over and thought that these are world class. These are NFL guys.
Mm-hmm.
And you said halfway through the season they've got like 30 catches among them
combined. Yep.
Yeah. But regardless, to me, that's because I still think those are 3 really talented dudes,
yep.
And they are. It's Harbaugh's offense and Shea's total mediocrity.
Mm-hmm.
That dude is not a stud.
Definitely,
he's an average fucking quarterback in the Big Ten. Big fucking whoop. He's anybody. I don't think Shea Patterson scares anybody.
Oh, no. He's throwing for like 100 yards a game, dude. No, he's not impressing anyone. I'm really shocked they haven't benched him yet. I thought it was coming a couple weeks ago, and then McCaffrey got lit up.
To me, isn't that crazy? They don't have enough trust in fucking... It's McCaffrey's 3rd year there,
right,
under Harbaugh.
But he's not ready to start. I mean,
what the...
Yeah.
And the dude's a freak athlete. He totally is.
He's a big dude, at least.
I think he's got a lot more potential than Shea at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Shea, I feel, has been the exact same ever since he got there. Mediocre.
Yeah. So to follow up on that, the 30 catches with the 3 receivers, there are 62 receivers in college football who have 30-plus catches by themselves. 62 guys. And then
and before in that pregame, they were like they might have the best receiving core in the country.
Yeah,
well,
Herb has said that.
You got to produce to get that.
Well, yeah, somebody has to deliver the ball. Somebody has to get it there. And then there are 17 wide receivers that have 40-plus catches in the country. Wow.
I mean, we spread it around so much. I mean, those numbers to me are like menial.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is Michigan doesn't spread it around that much. Those are their 3 guys, and they're not getting any yards out of them.
Well, Shawn, you haven't seen Speed in Space? Are you kidding me?
It's the joke up here is Lost in Space.
Yeah.
Will Danger, Will Rogers.
Right. Here's another
Look
stat.
it up, kids. Look it up.
Here's a good one. DPJ, he now has 1,018 career receiving yards at Michigan in 30 games played. Holy shit. Do the math there, kids. To contrast, Braylon Edwards had 1,330 as a senior in 12 games. Granted, different offenses, I get it. But, wow.
Yeah, but
1,000 yards in 30
games. Talking
games.
about Braylon Edwards' senior year. Donovan Peoples-Jones probably doesn't even see a senior year, even with the numbers he's put up, because he's such a freak. If he does come back, he could have a year like that. He's still. I'm not jumping off the horse. Donovan Peoples-Jones. I wanted him at the Ohio State so bad.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's a talent.
Yeah. Well, they're going to have to
different. That's different than most.
Then they're going to have to get McCaffrey ready to start day 1 next year and ready to go. Because no more Shea, which probably is a good thing. But there can't be any excuses. And if I were DPJ, I think I would come back because he just hasn't had the opportunity to produce. He needs to put stuff on tape, right?
You do, but I think he has a little bit when he's had a chance. You know, whether it be on a punt return or something like that. He's flashed.
Yeah, it's flashes. He needs consistent, more than.
But today's NFL, they're going to they'll take a risk on it.
Right. I get the risk is not the issue. I think it's for him personally increasing his draft stock. Right now I can't tell you where he'd be drafted without doing a ton of research. I really don't care. So I think getting more production on tape, even though he's got 30 games on tape, maybe he needs 10 more or 12 more after this year.
Yeah, but young and in a garbage offense, and
he's been in a garbage offense for 30 games.
I know, and to me, that's why. Well, that's why next year we got 4 receivers in the top 100, and Michigan gets Bupkis.
Right. Yeah, that's another story. But so those are the big ones in the Big Ten from last week. Let's run quickly through a few of the top 5 teams here that played. Bama smoked out A&M. That was never close, 47-28. Covered the spread there, thank you. A&M is a fraud, as always. And I imagine they're just trying to figure out how much they can get Jimbo Fisher out of town for. I'm sure he has a massive buyout.
I thought they signed him for like a decade.
Yeah, they did. But he's He's taking that place backwards, it seems. They were beating Bama with fucking Johnny Football. They don't have a Johnny Football or a decent quarterback on that roster.
Yeah, but look, if you're putting the watermark that Jimbo has to beat fucking Bama, even up, no. He's got to fucking try and beat Bama 1 out of 4 years.
All right. Well, he's 3-3 in the SEC right now, and he's probably not going to finish much above 500, if at all. I think you got to do better than that.
Maybe. I don't know. He's had a tough road to hoe.
To justify a 10-year, $75 million contract? Seems like better than 500 isn't asking much.
Man, that's good work if you can get it.
Yeah. He may not be working much. Clemson rolled through Florida State. I don't know, man.
Good Lord.
Florida State, for Christ's sake, like I said, show some fucking pride. These guys have all but folded up shop. They're about to be relegated to the fucking AAC or some other conference, man.
The whole fucking conference blows.
Oh, yeah.
Clemson, gosh, it's so gift wrapped for you.
They have nobody else ranked.
I'd love to see you go through Penn State, Wisconsin, Michigan, Ohio State.
Right.
Fucking frauds.
There's nobody else ranked in the ACC. One team. Clemson. Kidding me. The game of the week, in my opinion, that was so beautiful, chef's kiss, was South Carolina, the Cocks, taking down the Dogs between the hedges, 20-17 in double OT. Neither team wanted to win this game, so by default, South Carolina just kind of fell into it.
The Cocks could have won it in regulation and missed the field goal, right?
Yep.
And then missed the field goal in OT.
Right.
And then jeez.
They tried so damn hard.
They were like, no, you win. No, you win.
And then they win on the missed field goal by fucking Georgia.
From their money boy, number one kicker.
Yeah,
boom.
Fucking goggles. So yeah, that was awesome.
Great. I mean, is that? But that's the sacred SEC. I mean, does that count like Ohio State getting beat by Purdue?
No, even though South Carolina's unranked, it's not a blowout. But the other thing is, one loss for Georgia probably doesn't take them out of the playoff contention entirely. It hurts them, yes, but they still have that big win over Notre Dame.
Notre fraud Dame.
I'm just saying, it's a big name on their schedule, and we'll see how the rest of their SEC schedule plays out, and if they make it to the title game.
I think Ohio State beat fucking Notre Dame by 20 right now.
Oh yeah, dude. Anywhere. Play it at
anywhere.
Notre Dame. Play it at their house. I don't care. They don't have the athletes to hang with Ohio State or an SEC team of the top tier.
No.
So, anyway, I think Georgia is still in the mix, but they're just going to need to make some big changes, and their offense is terrible, dude. That Jake Fromm seems to have regressed. He looks worse.
Can you imagine how pissed off Kirby Smart is seeing fucking our boy feels?
They got a good running game. That DeAndre Swift is a stud, but they got
another guy, right? They got the duel, Swift, and they got another guy back there that's pretty badass.
Probably, but that's it. They have no passing game. Jake Fromm is mundane, boring.
Threw a pick 6 in that game.
Oh my God, that corner had 3 picks. The fucking corner is 6'4", Henry.
He had 3 picks in that game?
Yeah, 1 for 6. He is fucking 6'4". You imagine a 6'4" corner? Jesus.
Wow.
Guy was incredible. The other big game was the night game, Florida at LSU, going down in Death Valley. We talked about that. That was a monster game. Joey
Huge
Ball
game.
game, showing up big time. This kid just continues to rack up stats. He's putting every LSU quarterback in his rearview mirror. They go up and beat Florida. Florida has a good D. They might be on their backup quarterback, but still have a good D. And he lays 42 on them.
You know what? So let me throw this in here as a weird deal. So at the spring game when Burrow and Haskins were competing for that job, Joe Burrow completely outplayed everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Told you that on this podcast a couple years ago. And so I was going through this in my mind earlier today. I was like, well, what if we would have picked Joe Burrow and would have had Burrow last year?
Yeah.
Probably, I'm guessing about the same results. You know, not quite there, have a fuck-up game, whatever. But then this year, I feel if Fields, I love Fields right now, but if Joe Burrow were on Ohio State this year, I feel there's no way we would not win a national championship.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That dude is
And
fucking balling. I
Right.
can't believe what that kid's doing, and I am so happy for him.
Yeah, definitely would have changed the whole transfer portal situation for everybody. I think Burrow would have been here for 2 years, so last year and this year, and then he'd be out. And then Fields definitely would not have come here. Who knows where he would have ended up. Same with Jalen Hurts. You know, maybe Fields goes to Oklahoma, Jalen Hurts, I don't know, goes to Miami. I don't know. And who knows if Tate leaves, you know, or where he goes. It definitely would have changed the complexion of college football entirely. So, but yeah, awesome.
I don't see Ryan Day bringing in like a veteran transfer unless we're in dire need. I feel like Ryan Day would like take a young mind and like, hey, like with Fields, he's not a veteran guy, he's still brand new. It's like, all right, come in here, learn this.
Mm-hmm.
But again, unless it was a dire need, I don't see Ryan Day bringing in a Jalen Hurts for a senior year. I just don't see Ryan Day doing that.
No, I didn't say that. I said if Joe Burrow stayed last year instead of Dwayne, you know, Joe Burrow would have been here for 2 years, not just one.
Probably.
Hurts may have gone somewhere else because Fields maybe goes to Oklahoma, you know.
Right.
So where does Hurts go?
And who knows? It's a lot of what ifs.
Oh yeah, I don't deal in hypotheticals, Shawn.
but we almost exclusively do.
Yes, that's our business. And the other good game was Oklahoma, Texas at noon. The Red River, whatever politically correct title you want to add to the end of that, it's showdown now. I think it used to be rivalry, used to be shootout.
Yeah, I thought it was
They've changed it like
River
5
rivalry.
times in the last 3 years, man. I'm like,
whatever. That was a game. I watched that game.
it was great. It was a great game.
The first part of that game, Oklahoma's D looked fucking legit.
Yeah, then the offenses woke up in the second half and actually put up some points. Glad I took the under 77.5.
I got to say that I'm a big fan of that Erlinger. He's a fucking warrior, man.
Yeah. What do you think of Jalen
That kid
Hurts?
I don't know. Not a huge fan.
You think he can throw the ball? Think he makes good decisions?
No, I never thought he did. Essentially,
Yeah. He's a pull it down. If the first guy's not open, he's a pull it down and go guy. He makes bad passing decisions when he has to sit back there.
and do you see when they do like the eye thing with Burrow? He's like down to his third. Burrow's all over checking that shit.
Oh yeah, yeah. They've helped him out too, having some good protection for him. He's got good receivers, obviously.
Joey B's going to be the first like big time NFL quarterback. That dude's going to be a stud, I think, an absolute stud.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, Oklahoma, Texas was a good one. It was a close score, you know, but Oklahoma was in control of that game for the most part.
It was funny to watch that game. You got like RD coordinator on Oklahoma. You got our old offensive coordinator coaching Texas.
Yeah. Chris Ash was helping out Tom Herman to prep for that game, since he just got whacked over there at Rutgers. He's like, oh, I think I'll go to Austin for the weekend. Then Alex Grinch is one of the possible candidates that I'm hearing already for the Michigan State job. Fickle and Grinch.
I think Fickle's the hire for them.
A lot of people are saying, though, that he may not go, that he may not be interested in leaving Cincy.
You got to get out of Cincy at some point, dude.
But for
what? It depends on what you want to be. But, you know what? If you want to be like the legend that coaches Cincy for 30 years and has really good teams every 5 years, you know, that ain't a bad life. That ain't a fucking bad life at all.
Right. But maybe taking some time, and maybe that Notre Dame job comes open later, where that's a big step up. I mean, that's the Brian Kelly track, you know. So maybe Fickle holds out because Michigan, like we talked about earlier, Michigan State as a program right now is garbage.
Yeah.
They need a sledgehammer taken to it, and recruiting is an issue. Sure, he can fix that, but the cupboard's pretty bare. You know? So
but the thing about Fickle is Fickle can recruit the shit out of Ohio.
Yep.
And
it would just take him 4 years.
For Michigan State to have any success, they need someone that can recruit Ohio. If they can't recruit Ohio, they're fucked. And that's got to be huge within their program.
Right. Yeah, and that was always Dino's strength. I think he's just kind of lost his edge.
Half the roster's always Ohio.
Right. So, I think we'll see how the season finishes out for Dino and what other coaches become available. But it kind of makes sense for me for a coordinator like an Alex Grinch to be a top option, because you know he has head coaching aspirations.
Well, did you hear D'Antonio's response to that reporter when he asked him, you know, should you have rethunk about your offensive coordinator and this and that? He's like, that's a dumbass question.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's losing it.
Loyalty.
I like him. I do. I like the guy.
Sure. Nobody says he's a bad guy or he's, you know, crazy or stupid. He's just, you know, I think the game has passed him by.
Well, you can't have your loyalties can't be so deep when they're not productive.
Yep.
You know, at Ohio State, you have loyalty to Mariotti because it's been productive. But when coaches aren't productive, Bill Davis, then you have to go.
Yep. Shiano.
And
Shiano's a big fucking name. That's not an easy cut.
But you got to go.
Right. So let's turn our eyes to the Buckeye game. Friday night, which is bullshit. All the small towns across Ohio are going to be fucking devastated at the high school games.
The poor turnout. Actually, hopefully most of them can get some satellite and you know they'll be giving updates.
They better be cranking up the Wi-Fi in the stadiums, right?
At least it's not Wisconsin on a Friday night. Can you imagine? Every high school stadium would be empty.
Yeah. So, Buckeyes go to Evanston, Illinois, to play the Northwestern Wild Kitties. Friday night, it's on FS1. Wildcats are 1-4, 0-3 in the conference. You remember the 2018 Big Ten championship game last year? We smashed them 45-24. It was a little tight late in the game, but we eventually pulled it out. We put up 600 yards of offense on them. 500 of that was passing, thanks to D. Haskins. Our defense was our defense of 2018 and gave up 400 yards.
Of course.
Doing what they did. So I don't expect that to be the case this year. But one key thing I wanted to point out right now is Buckeyes coaching staff is split in half right now. Half of the staff is working on Wisconsin and getting tape and ideas, game plan, piecing that together right now. The other half is focused on Northwestern, and then they'll come together at midweek, and everybody will be on the same page for the Northwestern game. So interesting that it makes sense. The Buckeyes are like a 4-touchdown favorite going into this game. So why wouldn't you?
I don't like that, man. I can't believe you just said that.
No, it's true.
That's fucked up.
But this is commonplace. This is not like a one-time occurrence. This happens. When you got an easier game coming up, and
to
a
look
tough
past
one
it. This is how Iowa and Purdue happened, man.
I think
this is exactly how the fuck it happened.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't like it at all. I mean, and if you are doing it, you don't announce it.
Well, they didn't announce it.
Yeah.
This is from Zach Smith's podcast. He's not on the team anymore. But this is something that was commonplace, and it currently happens in all coaching staffs. It's rare that it comes back to bite you in a Purdue/Iowa sense. Typically, it doesn't. But this happens. I mean, why wouldn't it? It makes sense. Why would you focus a whole week on a team that you're going to crush? When you got the best, you got the best team in the Big Ten the following week.
Breathing down your neck. Well, I certainly think in the bye week they probably should have been doing that. Mm-hmm. But I don't know about game week prepping for Northwestern. Is that what we're talking about? We're talking about in that bye week, the practices that they had? I'm fine with that.
No, it's this week.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I'm not worried.
I'm not either, because I think Northwestern blows.
Yeah. I'd rather they spent some time looking ahead. Because if you don't, if you don't prepare well, it's going to show.
But these Northwestern guys, they're little bastards sometimes,
They don't have the athletes, man. Come on. These guys, they are notorious grass growers. They grow that shit out to fucking looks like a wheat field. They're going to try every little thing they can. They're definitely not putting up 400 yards on this defense.
Mm-mm.
To be sure. And even if they had their last year's quarterback, what's his name, Thorson, I wouldn't be concerned. So they're bringing in that Hunter Johnson, and they're probably going to play two quarterbacks. The other guy, Aiden Smith. These two guys have combined for 2 passing touchdowns on the year. 2. They combined, not each. Combined.
They got Patty Fisher manning the D.
Well, maybe he should switch to offense. Maybe he should play quarterback. They could just run a wishbone or something. And then running backs are not much better. They got 6 touchdowns between them, and that includes 2 by the quarterbacks. So, wide receivers obviously just have 2 touchdowns. I'm trying to figure out how these guys are going to score. I don't know how they're going to get a first down. Honestly. I mean, Sparty had 1 good drive against us. 1. Or 1.5 if you include the field goal. That was it. I don't see it. Northwestern.
I'm hoping so. I'm seriously hoping so.
So yeah,
and it can be. I think this D is so. Wisconsin D's getting all this love, and they frankly deserve it. But this Ohio State D, I think, is for real.
Definitely. That's why I don't see them moving the ball. Forget moving the ball past the 50. I don't know how they get it to the 50.
And how are you going to cover Olave and Wilson and Victor and Mack and
So
KJ Hill?
On their defensive side of the ball, they got a top 20 defense according to yardage. You know, they allow like 320 a game, which is top 20. That's good. That's solid. But they only got 11 sacks on the season and only 2 picks. That's not going to get it done. Obviously, they're not getting pressure on the quarterback.
Our O-line will eat them alive. I think we'll have a big day on the ground. We'll just wear them down. I think you'll see, 12 to 15 carries by Dobbins, 15 carries by Teague. If McCall's back in, you might see 3-4 carries by him.
Mm-hmm.
You might see Crowley, or Steele, probably Crowley.
Yeah. Yeah, I think our nasty O-line is going to work them over pretty good. Couple notes coming out of Ryan Day's press conference today. DeMario was actually ruled out in pregame last game against Michigan State. He should be back this week, though. They didn't specify what the injury was, but apparently tweaked something in pregame. And Jeff Hafley talked about Cam Brown, the converted receiver to DB that has gotten a ton of playing time. He said Cam might be the most improved guy that they have on the team. He's done a lot to work on his game, both on and off the field and in the classroom. So that guy's going to be needed, especially if somebody goes down.
You see him a lot out there. I think I said it after the last game. I was like, what's that kid doing out there?
Yeah, well, that's because Arnett was out.
To me, that was, get these guys in. Him and Johnson.
Right.
Let's get them in there.
Williamson.
Most of these guys are going to be gone.
Exactly. Yeah, so getting into our score predictions and our microscopes here. Buckeyes favored by 4 touchdowns. I've seen it fluctuate. It started off at 25.5. Now it's up to, I saw 28.5. I locked in at 28. But the over-under is only like 49.5. Shawn, do you recall your score prediction?
Where is my score prediction? Looking for it now. And no, I don't.
All right, your prediction was 45-10.
I like that.
Stick with it?
Yep.
All right. Mine was 41-6, which oddly is under the 49.5.
Ooh.
I think I might stick with it, though, because who knows how windy it might be there in Evanston.
You're sticking with it, but you're betting the over, you dirty bastard.
I don't know. I might lay off at the over-under. Who knows? But definitely going to take the Buckeyes. I took the Buckeyes to cover the 28. Don't see that being a problem. Probably will do that in the second quarter alone. Microscopes. Who do you have your offensive microscope on?
I got my microscope on Garrett Wilson.
Oh. Going with the young
This
buck.
is my new favorite. This is my new favorite guy.
Okay.
This young buck is out there. I think he's getting more snaps than anybody.
Yeah.
Look at the snap counts. He's right up there. Kid is balling out. I love this kid. He's the future of the Buckeyes. Love my veterans too, Mac, Vic, KJ. But I just game like this, I look for him to get a lot of meaningful time as well, and show out.
Yeah. You believe Ben Vick is leading the team in receiving yards? He's got 348 on 18 catches.
Pretty nice average.
Can't say I saw that coming. KJ leading the team at 27 catches. But, so you're going with Garrett Wilson?
Yeah.
Okay.
My boy.
He only has, how many? 10 receptions? Okay, that's not bad.
True freshman?
Yeah.
Come on, man. That's balling.
I'm going...
I can't wait to see that Jameson Williams, too.
Yeah. I hope he gets his hands right. Can't be dropping
And the
punts.
next year's boys, we got 4 boys coming in that are game changers.
Yeah. So,
oh, man.
I'm going Master Teague on offense. Reason being is I think J.K. basically gets 10 carries and then the rest of the night off. And I think they're going to save him for the Wisconsin game next week. Similarly to how they treated the week before Michigan State. You know, J.K. had 10, 15 carries, and then they yanked him. Got Master Teague in there early, so I think Master Teague's going to get in here early and often and just batter these pricks into oblivion. So I'm going Master Teague. Who do you have on your defensive microscope?
Defensive microscope, I'm going to go just because I saw his interview. Coop. I'm going to go Cooper.
Okay.
He said his ankle's feeling better. He's off the bye week.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see Cooper have a nice game and get in there and disrupt. You know what they're going to try and do to Young. So I feel like it's wide open for Cooper to have a nice game.
Okay. I'm gonna show my interior D linemen some love this week. They never get any attention. They never get a microscope. Nobody talks about them. They never get any love on the stat sheet. I'm going with Davon Hamilton as my guy on defense because I think Northwestern's going to try and pound the ball, move it up the middle. They definitely aren't going to do any damage on the outside. So I think that interior D-line is going to be key. Sure, the edge rushers are going to have their time, but for the most part, I think the interior guys are going to be shutting down the run, teeing it up for the linebackers. So, Davon. How's that grab you?
Boom. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. Northwestern's in big trouble.
Yeah. Definitely. So, you want to get into some Week 8 games? There's really not much. The only good game, really, there aren't too many ranked opponents or ranked teams facing each other. You got the Penn State and Michigan game at night. That's the only one. 8 o'clock at Penn State. Michigan coming into town. Penn State right now is a 9-point favorite.
9?
Yeah. So you figure the 3.5 for a college home team. So they're giving Penn State a touchdown favorite.
Whiteout night game.
Sure.
It's like 5. That's like 5.
Yeah. It's about time Michigan gets the whiteout treatment, by the way. So. What do you think? You think Michigan covers that? Keeps it close?
That's a big game, man. I don't know who Penn State is. You think they're all right. I'm not sold.
I know they can score, so that's why I think they cover that. I'm not sure I know Michigan's defense is good. I'm not denying that. But they haven't shut down quality team. And then their offense, I know they're definitely not going to score on Penn State.
Their offense is garbage.
They did run the ball for like 300 yards last week against Illinois. Michigan did. But no credit again. Don't give credit for that. So, how do you think that plays out? You think Michigan even comes close? You can't possibly think they're going to win that game. I mean, we had this penciled in as a loss, right? I think before the season.
I did, but I don't know. It's a coin flip to me.
Well, that's saying something.
It's the Fighting Jim Harbaughs.
Mm-hmm.
Their whole season's on this game.
Seems like we say that every week, doesn't it?
If they win this game, well, yeah. This game, it's everything's ahead of them, frankly. And they should roll to Ohio State.
Yeah. I don't think it happens for them. I think Penn State rolls them pretty easily. Can't see Michigan outside of some crazy trick plays or something, or if they knock out Penn State's quarterback, maybe. But all things being equal, I don't see Michigan even making this a close game. I would probably take Penn State in those points to cover.
Oh, and I forgot they play Notre Dame, so there's one more game.
Right, and us. Yeah, nobody else really playing. Whiskey plays fucking Illinois. Of course, they're favored by like 30. Don't really care about that. I did want to point out one thing, and that is the Jeff Sagarin strength of schedule is out, and it's updated weekly now. And Ohio State currently has the toughest strength of schedule. They are
Really?
23rd in the country. I can rattle off the top 5 or 10 teams if you'd like. Tell you where they rank. Like Bama is 28th. Wisconsin is 49th. Let's keep that in mind when we're thinking about Wisconsin and how well they're doing with their 4 shutouts and all that horse shit. So 49th toughest schedule. Oklahoma 51st. So let's, all you AP voters that might be listening to this show, I know you're out there. Keep that in mind. 51st toughest schedule because they're in the Big 12.
Where's Clemson?
Clemson's 42nd. So they're between Bama and Wisconsin. LSU is 62nd, but that has to get tougher here as they get into SEC play. Penn State is 64th. Oregon's 33rd. Auburn, these poor bastards. I think we talked about them a couple weeks ago. They had the 3rd toughest schedule. I would want no part of that one. Gosh.
Sparta's pretty brutal. They went Ohio State, Wisconsin, Penn State coming up. That's a little nasty stretch.
Let me see where they are. Michigan's 76th. Yeah, Sparty is 8th. So, again, people want to give Michigan a benefit of the doubt, but they got a fucking weak-ass schedule. 76th? That's not even... That's lower than anybody in the top 10. According to the polls, top 10 polls. Yeah, Florida's 31st. Texas, they are the 6th ranked toughest schedule. So LSU being a big part of that.
All right.
Yeah. Thought that was very interesting. I wanted to bring that up because the Buckeyes obviously are not skating by. Cincinnati's going to end up being at least a 10-win team.
Yeah.
Even though they're a group of 5 conference. So, not to be taken lightly. What else? You want to talk about Anything else? You want to talk Heisman? You want to give me your top 4 playoff teams as you see it right now?
Well, it's as I see it right now. It's Bama, Ohio State, LSU, Clemson, Oklahoma. Those are my 5. And right now, I feel like LSU and Bama have to work that spot out. But I don't think it should be 2 SEC teams. Clemson gets a bye into the fucking thing, which is gross, but
yeah, and they're living a lot on past resume. Being champions last year, and unfortunately, that's the way a lot of these voters vote in these fucking polls. So I don't know.
I want to see a Ryan Day coach team in that playoff.
Oh yeah. The Jeff Sagarin ratings system has Ohio State number 1, Bama 2, Wisconsin 3, Oklahoma 4, Clemson 5, LSU 6, Penn State 7.
We might play most of those teams if the season works out right. We're definitely playing Wisconsin and Penn State, and Wisconsin again. And then maybe Bama or LSU or Clemson in the playoff.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a tough time keeping Clemson in my top 4. Unfortunately, it's just...
But there's no way you're going to keep them out.
Well, yeah, that's what I was going to say. Is a lack of options right now.
I don't feel Ohio State can stumble. We just got to run it.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. I was thinking today that even if we took a loss to Wisconsin next week, could we still come back and beat them in the Big Ten championship game and get into the playoff?
I saw that and thought about that as well. I think things have to happen. If you lose a game, to Wisconsin, it's probably the best game you can lose because you're probably going to get redemption.
Right.
If you win out, right?
Yeah, assuming it's a close one, not a blowout,
But you're also going to have an Oklahoma or a Clemson or somebody like that to lose. Or that's how they do slip in 2 SEC teams.
Mm-hmm. Like Georgia. They just lost to an unranked team in a close, double overtime game. But they still could sneak in.
They'd have to win the SEC.
Sure. Yeah. Bama would get in even if they lost the SEC championship, probably.
And LSU and Bama are on the same side?
Yeah.
Or not?
Yeah.
So they have to play each other. Right?
Yeah.
If that game's at Death Valley, man, that's a bitch of a place to play.
Oh, yeah. Especially at night.
Whew. I was watching that game, man. That place is wow.
Yeah. Yeah, Georgia still could win the East, and probably will. Florida's 3-1,
and then get smashed by Bama or LSU.
Right. Bama or LSU is winning that conference, but then either one could be the second team in. I would say Bama or LSU.
One of them loses to each other.
Right.
and then
The other
the other one wins the SEC championship,
Right.
and they.
Yeah.
Just to win out Ohio State.
Yeah, I lost you there for a minute, but
Oh,
yeah, you said LSU and or Bama wins the SEC championship game, and then
well, if one of them wins and the other's the one-loss team,
yeah,
they got beat by them in a decent game.
yeah,
At that point, if Ohio State did lose to Wisconsin in 2 weeks, and then beat them in the Big Ten championship, what would they put more value on? LSU having that one loss to Bama, or Ohio State winning the Big Ten? Because Oklahoma looks like they're going to win out, right? Looks like Clemson's going to win out, right?
Yep.
So it's basically between nobody in the pack, right? I mean, that's such garbage, right?
Not an option.
I mean, they're all done, right?
Yeah. Oregon lost to Auburn early in the season, and they're still not good enough. Oklahoma, they will probably end up playing Texas again for the Big 12 championship. Most likely. Baylor right now is undefeated in conference play. So, but they play Texas coming up. They probably play Oklahoma as well. Yeah, they do. So, unless, Oklahoma gets tripped up by one of these unranked teams, it's going to be Oklahoma and probably Texas. And who knows? They split last year.
Right.
It would make it interesting.
And that Erlinger, that dude is a baller.
Mm-hmm. They both
He's
have
fighting Tom Herman.
They both could win out and get to their conference championship game. But I don't know how you decide who the fuck goes to the playoffs. If they split, that's tough. Now, I think Oklahoma will probably beat Texas again, personally, because Jalen Hurts will gash them again. And Texas's O-line gave up like 8 or 9 sacks.
Yeah, they were.
Their secondary is
garbage.
decimated with they're missing 3 starting DBs for the season, not just for 1 week.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I think Texas just is not good enough. I'm surprised that final score was that close, honestly. So, yeah. But theoretically, it could happen where they both finish, at the end of the season and end up playing each other for their conference championship. Make it interesting. But I think the CFP committee would probably vote in out Oklahoma, at least into the Final Four. Texas get left out.
A lot of football to be played.
Oh yeah, going to keep it interesting. So yeah, my Heisman top 3. Just wanted to put this down on record. I'm going with Joey Burrow, number 1 right now. Oh crap! Where's my list? All right, I'm going with Burrow, Fields, and Tua. 1, 2, 3. That's my order. Which goes against the Vegas odds at this moment.
I'd like to throw Taylor in there, man.
Okay, I'll listen to that.
That dude's on a tear. He only plays half the games.
Yeah, if that.
What's he got? 14 touchdowns now?
I'm not sure of his numbers.
Halfway through?
Mm-hmm.
And running back, he's going to have 20-something touchdowns. And
Mm-hmm.
I think he'll be included. Unless Wisconsin falls apart.
He's probably finished some games, and grind up some numbers. Just my opinion.
But yeah, Burrow, I mean, if Burrow keeps on at this, is he throwing? He's throwing the ball at like fucking 80%?
Oh, yeah. He's out of control.
What the hell is that?
Yeah, Taylor has 825 yards rushing right now. Nice little 6.4 average. 14 touchdowns. He's pretty much out of the running right now, according to the Vegas odds. They got Tua, Burrow, and Hurts, the top three.
Hurt?
Yeah.
Hurt ain't getting it.
And Tua is the heavy favorite.
Tua's having a beast of a year from what I've seen.
Yeah.
I don't disagree necessarily with that, other than the Hurts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Things are becoming clearer as we play this season out.
Well, we're deep into conference play, right?
Oh yeah, everybody's conference play until the SEC second to last week of the season. They got to tee up San Jose State or somebody.
Coastal Carolina.
Sure. Middle Tennessee, Martin, or whatever. So, but yes, conference play going forward. Buckeyes are rolling. I think we're just going to build up some momentum. It was good to have a week to recover. I think that this bye week happened at a perfect time. Right after a Sparty game that was super physical, and now we can recover and gear up, focus on the next two opponents, and then another bye week. So there's no reason to be distracted by anything after the Wisconsin game. You got a bye week coming up. So I think it sets up nicely.
That's right. Come out fast, hard like you do.
Yeah.
Attack like Day does.
Mm-hmm.
And, don't stop attacking until it's over.
Yeah, a nice little...
That might be in the third quarter.
Yeah, nice
when
little...
it's over,
exactly.
Then you can lay back.
Yep. Laid back. So yeah, I think that does it for our show this week, folks. Thank you for joining us as always.
Right.
We appreciate you. Don't forget, hit up the BuckeyeCast.com. Still got all the shirts, and we're going to leave that BOGO open for one more week, and hopefully you guys take advantage. Shawn, I don't know what's taking these people so long, but they're slow to the uptake.
What are you going to do?
Yeah. Lead a horse to water or something, right? But anyways, let's go Bucks. Let's go play a Friday night game. Friday night at the movies. And get this dub. Shawn,
Yep.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Talk to you later. Later.